awkward moment. It doesn't quite. No, it was unplanned. All right, quit while I'm behind. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Wherever you are, relatives, good relatives, it's a good day to come together again in circle. My name is Kanipa with Macwash, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty for Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author, and welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies we are the Medicine Circle. And that just means that there's no one in charge here. So it may appear on the outside from the colonial perspective that I'm leading this thing. I'm not leading this thing. I'm in the service of the Great Spirit, and I'm in the service of this circle. And the circle looks like this. I'm sitting right next to you. I'm sitting there right next to you. So that's where I'm at. This is not a sermon. I'm not a preacher. This is not a ministry. This is not any of those things. This is just me next to you in the service. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much, which really just simply means that I want you to live a really good, beautiful, powerful life connected to all those things that bring us life. And that's really the beginning, and that's really the end. So anyway, well, and couple of housekeeping things. If we do have a little connection, and there's a little freezing, a little stuttering, a little thing going on, and you get booted or I get booted, just know that I'm coming right back here. We're going to finish up. We're going to finish up what we started today. We got a great circle today. Got a great reading today, meditation today. So yeah. So let's begin in the usual way, most beautiful way here. Gonna light some. Gonna light some. And if you want to go ahead and light with us, Grandfather Tony, my elder, said you can tell the health of a community by having these mud pots are going. So and you know what he he only said that a handful of times, but I remember looking around like you got something hit you. You're like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And then almost every ceremony I went to, I'd look around having these sponge pots are going right. So it's funny what you hear and what you don't hear. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and light some. Gonna light that today. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. There we go. There we go. Go. And got some. All right. So there we go. Okay. All right. So let's begin. Let us begin in the. Also, oh yeah. Also, I meant to say I need a couple volunteers. Give me a little heart. Give me a little thumbs up if we can kind of keep this smoke going throughout the morning circle. Because remember, we want to keep the prayers of the grandmother out in BC going, and she said, keep this smoke going in remembrance for the residential school children that never came home. So I think that's a really good idea. When a grandmother suggests something like that, it's no longer a suggestion. So give me a little thumbs up. Okay, good. I got a couple people there. Give me thumbs up. Give me a little heart. Yeah. So just kind of keep that smoke going throughout. Thank you, please, and thank you in advance. Yeah, we're going to begin in the usual. Oh, beautiful, great. We got a lot of volunteers. Oh, that's awesome. We got a lot of volunteers today. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Well, the medicine is it's the smoke that connects us all, right? So, like seen, unseen. So it brings us together. There's a lot of medicines that bring. That's all medicine bring us together. But the smoke in particular. That's why the smokes bring us together in a really good way. I think that's really awesome. So thank you. Just puts me in that's just a beautiful thing when we follow those prayers, right? Right. That's just a beautiful thing. It's just like, okay, good. Got a couple volunteers out there, and let's just doing it good, doing it right. So let's continue. A little pinch of tobacco. Remember, the old ones say, if it doesn't begin with prayer, then it doesn't begin. If it doesn't begin with spirit, then it doesn't begin. So let's begin in a really good, beautiful way. This is our offering. And there's a little help from above. And then Witiagna to all my relations. Kitchi Manitou, Great Spirit, Creator. Chi Megwitch, thank you. Goes on me, I love you. Chi Megwitch for our breath. Chi Megwitch for our day. Chi Megwitch for our circle. Chi Megwitch for our life. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for our life. Thank you for this moment. We are grateful for our last breath, and we were hopeful for our next, and we live in that beautiful moment in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here to learn to sit in a sacred way. Wankapik, to sit in a sacred way, to listen in a sacred way, to be in a sacred way, to honor in a sacred way. We come here as equals to honor and love each other. The first reason why we are here, that's how we come here, but why we are here is life, the celebration of life. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here, we honor life. We do not just honor our own life. That is selfish. We come here, we honor all life equally, like the circle says. We honor all life equally. We honor all nations, circles, and tribes, especially the nations, circles, and tribes that do not look like the two-legged, like the standing nations, the ones who offer the world breath. We say thank you for our collective breath. To the fish nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, we say thank you. To the wind nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, we say thank you. To the creepy crawlers and the slithers, the insect nations, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged nations, circles, and tribes, the ones who offer us and give us so much and teach us so much to and for and with our humanity, we say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, we understand that you are our teachers as well. And this makes our ears happy. We come here and we celebrate those things that bring us life, like water, air, earth, and fire. We celebrate those, the elements. We celebrate every direction. We just don't celebrate one, but we celebrate all. We celebrate the lives of those who have come before us, our ancestors, with many great prayers of thank yous and gratitude for what they have offered to us, and they have offered life to us. And remember, if they are relatives here, they are our ancestors over there. So we give thank you to. We come from a million points of light and love. The prayers carried is what they offer us. So we come in a good way. And we understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they pass that along to us. It's a time of great mourning and sadness. And we understand this. We understand that this is a time of great healing and unity and love. We understand that their traumas are not for us to carry, but for us to heal. And let us remember that the wounded ancestors, they also gave us great courage too. They gave us great courage. But all the ancestors gave us great courage. So let's remember that. Great courage and great love. makes us happy, and we don't do it just for ourselves. We do this for the next seven generations, for we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only known to us. So we live in the intersection between two unseen worlds. We are in the physical, surrounded by the unseen. What a great opportunity is to change the course of the future. We change the course of the future by what prayers we carry right now. We carry happiness and unity right now. That is what we offer the future 7 generations. If we offer something else, that's what we offer the future. What are we walking with? What prayers are we walking with? Let us remember to do this in a good way, to walk in a good way, to walk in a sacred way, to remember that we are sacred, that we are beautiful, and that we are enough, that we are a circle, that we are connected to all life. The Great Spirit gave us a trail to follow, a worn trail, a well-worn trail, a trail that we can only see with our hearts. The red road. It is the road of wellness, the road of all people. The road that connects to all other roads. It is road of the heart. To the heart and walking with the heart, the road of love, unity, peace, and serenity. The road that will make us remember the first prayer at the center of the universe, harmony and balance. This road has beautiful teachings that will help us along the way. Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom. When we walk with these prayers protect us from the outside influences. Let us walk today with these beautiful prayers, these beautiful teachings. We come here today to do a little better than we did yesterday. Come here to walk in a gentle way, in a humble way, in a nurturing way. So let us be gentle with our words. Be gentle with our walk today. And we will come that much closer to remembering that we are one. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. My name is Kenny Pruitt, Makwas, Indian Bear Soda, Tribe Fishing, First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, or Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor. Tea sipper. I love you. Published author. We just have a good time here, man. We really do. We just sit here. We talk about some beautiful things, and we talk about this thing called life, right? And some of us come from different roads and different backgrounds. We're all refugees from the colonial Western, patriarchal world, right? So we come here sometimes a little battered and bruised, and sometimes with hurt feelings, and that's okay. That's okay. Just let's remember to love each other, right? To love each other no matter what, right? No matter what is said, no matter what is put out there, just let's just move on in a really good and beautiful way. And then that's the way that we remember. People ask me like how do you know that we are one? Well, this group right here, this group this morning right here proves beyond a shadow of a doubt. because we're progressing toward this beautiful just look at this group. We've got a beautiful group here. We got Holly, we got Jamie, we got Adam, we got Heather, we got everybody sitting here together, and that's the power of the circle right here. And size doesn't matter. In the Western colonial world, size is bigger, better. Yeah, that's a bunch of whatever. But here, the power of the heart, the power of that unity in one prayer, right? In one prayer, and we're just gonna. I don't know what you're gonna get out of me, but it's gonna be. I seem to appear to be heading in a different direction already. Hollow bones. That's why we are here. Stay the course, snowgirls. And of course, so hollow bones. That's why we are here to live. Hollow bones is really, like I said, is really that beautiful prayer that teaches us how to unite, to walk in a good way. Really, that when we open in the circle, that's really a hollow bones prayer to remember that we are one. And I got that borrowed that using that from there's an elder out there, Denise Miller has that poem, but I included it in mine because it's so beautiful and so powerful. So we know there's a life force out there, right? We know it's represented in the seasons and the sunrise, the sunset, the water, the wind, and so we want to connect to all those things, right? We want to connect to the things that bring us life, right? Adding prayers to prayers, that's what that is. And then we offer prayers, and we offer life. That's what we're supposed to do. Offer life means we're supposed to walk with the medicines that give us life. It's really that simple, right? So again, for the benefit of the newcomer, this is what that looks like. We got a lot of medicine here. We got some medicine here. So I just love that one. I just love that. I love the sweetgrass too, and the feathers. These aren't they're not props. They're medicine to help guide us, right, in practice of humility. Okay, ancestors and elders. So yeah, let's thank our. If we have an elder or ancestor out there that has helped us along the way in recovery or sobriety or walking the red road, let's go ahead and thank them. Clergy member, there was a question there. Can we thank a clergy member? Well, if they helped you, yeah, sure. Help God and really help guide us to this beautiful place of love, right? Beautiful place of transition. The key word being love, right? So, clergy, I've known some very loving, powerful clergymen and women too. So, obviously include them. Thank you to Grandfather Tony Stonehawk. Been with him for 30 years now. Unbelievable, man. Just how quickly that just started, and it's just like would not be here like if it weren't for Tony. And thank you to all the men and women over there, Fishing Lake First Nation, who have guided Bushmans and Cookums, who have guided me in a really good and beautiful, who still guide me in a really good and beautiful way up to my father, Robert Casius too. So thank you for that. Thank you. My late father there. So thank you. Okay, circle medicine. This is okay. Again, it's all kind of related this morning. So this is what the circle medicine looks like. This is a braid of sweetgrass. This is not a prop. This is the physical that has manifested out of the unseen, the spiritual. We are all interwoven and overlapping. We are one. We are one beautiful, powerful circle, right? We are one beautiful, powerful circle, right? That's just it. We got a bunch of people here, and yeah. Okay, sacred. So circle medicine. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one's below us. The really thing is here, the power really comes from when we really understand that we are all equal. That's the power, right? That's the power. And the colonial Western patriarchal world does not want us to see that. They're constantly dividing us. Right, the constantly left, right, up, down, rich, poor, gay, straight, men versus women, all this debate. We just leave that debate at the door. We do not engage. We just accept the fact in our hearts that we're just awesome together. I know. We're just better together. So coming from all different kind of backgrounds, this is not better or worse. There's no degrees. There's nothing like that. Again, like my friend out of the Bronx, friend in recovery, he said we're all beautiful flowers. We're all different shapes, sizes. We all bloom at different times. But the thing that makes us powerful, we all bloom from the inside. That's the beautiful thing. And really here, when we sit in circle and we help each other and encourage each other to bloom from the inside, that's when the miracle happens, right? That's when the miracle happens. That's when the miracle happens, right? That's and so let's and so now what we're doing here on a daily basis is we're really living that beautiful, powerful magic, right? This really supernatural thing, which really is just kind of like, when the fear fades, right? That's a beautiful moment, right? When that fear fades. So, again, okay, again, Sacred Feminine, the life givers out there, the colonial marginalizes them beyond belief. Um, they are the Sacred Feminine, the life givers. You are beautiful, powerful, sacred. You are enough here. Understand? So, just know that, right? Again, this is not about feminist thing. It's not that, right? This is not. This is about we honor you and we love you, and that's we see you as equals, grandmothers, daughters. Okay, so question of the day. Please keep your questions, concerns, comments coming. We do not guarantee that we will get around to all of them, but there's been some um, there's some questions that kind of keep on, repeating, and that's okay. I just kind of wait for them to pile up a little bit, kind of same ones, and then we will just address them. And we're gonna go over two of them today. We're gonna go over. Someone said in the feed or something like this recently, and there were a couple questions last week about it, and the one question the week before. What does aho mean? Aho, it is not an amen. They're two different things. So, aho, no, no. Couple of different teachings, right? And if your teaching is a little different, then we'll add that in. Again, this is not about right or wrong. So my elder, Tony Stonehawk, aho means that we are all related. Right? Aho. So okay, okay, we are all related. And then I was sitting. There's an elder, Robert. He's an elder from Standing Rock, and we were at a ceremony with Arvold Looking Horse up in Maine. And we had this beautiful conversation. A bunch of elders there, right? Yeah, I'm just sitting there. I'm like a fly on the wall over there, right? I'm just all these old guys sitting there, right? And this is really beautiful. Aho is an agreement, a spiritual contractual agreement that I will help you walk with your prayers. I think that's really beautiful. A spiritual contractual agreement to help you. So when we say aho, so when we say a prayer, we say aho. So we all agree to assist each other, to help each other, to encourage each other to walk with that prayer. So it's not an agreement like, like an amen. I don't even know what amen means, but I'm pretty sure it's not like that, right? Oh, amen. Like I mean, I am here to help you walk with your prayer. And then we add to that, we are all related, right? So it helps us relate, guide us in a really beautiful spiritual sense that we are all related, right? So, and when it comes down to it, the really deep meaning is that your prayer is my prayer, and we have to talk about doing things in a good way, right? Doing things in a good way. That's what they mean by a whole. Also, then that means in accordance with humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom. So in accordance with that, right, I will help you get in alignment. I will help you walk with this. What do you need from me? Let us sit together. Tony Stonehawk did it the best. Come sit with me. And really, that's all we're doing right now. Just come sit with me, right? Just, hey, good. Well, we're sitting here in a good way. Sitting here in a good way. We're sitting here in humility. We're sitting here and listening, right? Listening, that's part of it. The first form of communication is always listening, right? Leave it to the Western colonial powers to really screw that up. It's just no, just like sitting quietly, sitting quietly, stillness and silence, is the first part of the prayer of aho, right? Right. Right. I need you to write that one down. Like if I had a pen here, and then that's what would be, the first power, right? So we understand the power that flows, comes through stillness and silence, right? We miss that power in silence when we're, running our mouth, right? We have an opinion or a judgment, instead of a prayerful listening, right? So the one often getting in our own way is really us, right? Right. We don't really listen. We listen to respond. We listen to be right. We listen to all these things, and then we really miss the reason why we're there, and what we're doing, right? Yeah. 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 You ever sit in an indigenous circle and just, you know, um, it's just a beautiful thing to be. I can remember when I came, and we're just gonna take our time this morning. It's Saturday. We're gonna take our time. So I found my way back to my tribe back in '03. So I was a much younger man, right? So and then sitting with the family and the Soto elders. And I come from the East Coast. I come from Boston, Philly, New York area, and I went down to um, Florida for 30 years down there, and then I went back home. I found my way back home, and they the elders up here, they taught slower. They taught very distinctly. They taught slowly. And that was all foreign to me because I remember just sitting there just being like, so somebody would say something, right? And then there'd be a couple moments and then a couple more moments before anybody would respond, right? So but what they were doing was, that they were listening. They were taking their time listening, and it's something that we really don't know how to do anymore. We don't know how to take our time listening, right? Right? Right. So I just added that to listening is we're supposed to take our time. That's it. And so it's not supposed to be rush, like it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like talk. Yeah, yeah, and then proceed in a good way. So. Okay. Second thing is offering tobacco. Okay. So great question. We'll go over this again. So offering tobacco. Why do we offer tobacco in the first place? Well, um, when we pray, we're asking, right? We there's something we need, something we want, something we desire, spiritual, emotional, mental, physically, right? Doesn't matter what it is, right? So it is the colonial version to treat that whatever great spirit or God or whatever it is that great thing out there is some sort of like cosmic Santa Claus, right? Well, I need this. I'm not going to offer you anything, but like my handout is here. My handout is here, and I need you to fill that with what I need and or what I want, and I need that now because I need it now. I'm not going to offer you anything, but when we offer tobacco, we have come full circle, right? We are living that prayer. We are living that circle. It's so important that we understand that we live that here. I am offering something to you for my prayers to be heard. So this is, and like if you come from a little different direction, your teaching is a little different, that's okay. There's so many, and like if you're indigenous and you have a little different teaching, then just stay with your teaching. This is what Grandfather Tony said. So the morning prayers, we say our morning prayers, and then we offer it. So the prayers that we offer are in the pinch that we give, right? That is full circle. So love and light, power, grace. So like my morning prayers look like, God, Creator, thank you for my life, thank you for my breath. Thank you for mine. Like if we have problems staying sober, so thank you for waking me up sober. Thank you for life. Thank you for this day. I come here, I offer my life to you to be conduit of your light. to be conduit of your flow, to be conduit of your voice, to come here and to help others, to help the people, and to guide them in a really good and beautiful way. That would be a full circle prayer, because otherwise, it's one thing to ask, and then we have to offer also what we are going to give, right? Right. 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 So we have to get out of that colonial thing. Well, I just need this, right? I just need that, right? I just need, what are you offering life? What are you offering prayers? So you have been given a prayer, and that prayer is life. You have been given a ceremony, and that ceremony is life. What are you going to give back to that ceremony that you have been given, this life, that breath, that heartbeat that you have been given? Or are we in a place of entitlement? Well, you know what? I'm entitled to this, man. I can do whatever I want, man. You know what? As long as I don't hurt you, as long as, hurting other people it looks like not praying for them, right? Helping them, sending prayers of love and light, sending prayers of love and light to those who think ill of me, right? Walking with our prayers, right? That's how we do that, right? So that would be offering. That's why we offer tobacco, for our prayers to be heard from here, and it goes right to the ears of Creator. We have to offer something, and so excuse me. So the deeper teaching is like, well, it's okay to ask for what you need. It's okay. I'm not suggesting that you can't. If you need some sort of medical issue, some sort of health, some sort of clearing, some sort of energy thing, that's okay to ask. But let's be grateful for life first. Let's be grateful for what we have. The prayer, like if you are alive today, that is a beautiful gift, right? There's a lot of friends of mine who didn't make it last year, right? The older we get, the more friends we lose. It's really that simple. They will give anything to be here one more day, right? Let's not forget the reason why we're here is to celebrate life, right? That should be included in offering. That should be included in our offering. That should be included in our every day. Thank you for life. Thank you for my breath. Now, what can I offer you? So, you have given me life. What can I offer life? Right? Do you pray for your enemies, right? That's giving life. And that's also your protection. That's a beautiful prayer, right? Beautiful. To those who think ill of me, right? And that's a beautiful prayer, right? That's a beautiful prayer. To those who have hurt you, abused you, traumatized you, that's a beautiful prayer. Again, that's the beginning, extension, walking with, that process, that journey, right? Are you a part of your own healing journey, right? Are you? We have to participate in that, and it really begins with praying for and praying with, and honoring those who have really hurt us, right? So, I love you. If no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. So, okay, so we're finally here. We're probably just going to run over a little bit too. So just Whispers from the Hollow Bone. So we are going over 2 books. There's going to be a third here shortly. So Whispers from the Hollow Bone. I know you can see it backwards. So and Daily Medicine. So and these are meditations. These are we talked a little bit about it yesterday. We're supposed to sit with these, right? Sit with these. We are supposed to build good relations, both seen and unseen, to have a good life. We're supposed to maintain. We are to be a good relative, right? And so to be a good relative, we have to know what the world around us. And so these seven sacred teachings and these medicine wheel teachings, they help us do that, right? They help us live a really good, beautiful, powerful life, right? So what we will do here is we will read it, and we are going over Whispers from the Hollow Bone, April 8th. Oh, okay, so we're right on the day. I probably should have known that. I love you. So Whispers from Hollow Bone today. So let's put that in the feed, please, and thank you in advance. And what we're going to do, this is really important. So we're going to read it a couple of times, and then we're going to develop a genuine impression. And that's just a starting point. That's all that is. It's not an ending point. It's just a starting point. And the beautiful thing is that all our perspectives, there's like 37 people here, 36 people here. We all have different perspectives. So one reading, we have 36 different perspectives, right? But by the end, guess what? We're coming together and we're growing as one. That is a beautiful thing. We're growing, enriching, connecting to each other in beautiful seen and unseen ways, right? There's a gentleness, right? Actually, I think it was yesterday. That was really beautiful. It happened like last week too. Is one person that had like 3 days here. And he'd been sitting here. And he's been, well, what's? I think he just asked. Did he ask the question? He said, "What's the takeaway here?" Right? What's the takeaway? So, so kind of write that down too, and put it right next to your my initial impression is, whatever it is, and then the takeaway would be. So, I think we'll. Let me write that down. Takeaway. So let's. So we're going to cover that at the very end. So, Whispers from Hollow Bone, April 8th. If the only message we are able to convey is the seed, then that is perfect. Powerful. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? When, if the only message we are able to convey is the seed, then that is perfect. Beautiful and powerful. If the only message we are able to convey is the seed. Okay. What is your general impression? This is going to go really deep, really quick, and really powerful, right? Just strap in. I'm telling you this. The message. If the only message. Okay, what message? Right. Okay, so let's take a step back here. Why are we here? Why are we here? We are here to celebrate life. Is that the message that you walk with every day? A little bit in your face, but is that the message that you are walking with every day? How are you celebrating your life? How are you conducting yourself? What prayers are you walking with? Are you walking with prayers of light and love? Are you walking with prayers of forgiveness? Are you walking with prayers of anger, fear, and lonely anxiety? And this is not a good or bad thing. This is just, hey, look, where are you and where are you at? Because where you're at is the message that you're carrying, right? 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 If the only message, and here we go, they just called us out. They just called us out. What does the we mean here? What are they talking? What is the Great Spirit? What are they trying to do? This is really beautiful, gentle, right? They're being really gentle here, but they're calling us out and say, if the only message, the we, what is the we? Humanity. I think they're calling out the circle, right? They're calling us out right here. We. What message? So for the benefit of the newcomer here, English is a really bad language. It's really porous. It doesn't really connect us to anything, right? So indigenous languages traditionally connect us to the spirit. They deepen, enrich our connection with the Great Spirit, that great love, that great flow, that great connection, that great consciousness, that great awakening, that great mother, whatever you want to call it, connections. Like water is just water, right? Water is water. They turned it in. We talk about flowing harmony is the closest translation to many indigenous tribes have to water. So they're not drinking water. It's not just a thing. It's a relationship, right? Right. leave it to the colonists to really screw things up. Well, that's one of the things that really screwed up. But like a broken clock, you know, they're right twice a day, about twice a day, and we us an hour. So let's focus in on where they're right and what works for us and the spirit, and we us an hour. And this is what I want you to think every time that we read in one of these medicine books here. We us an hour. This is what we look like right here. This is really beautiful. This is really powerful. This is all of us right here. This is Maureen, Daniela, Randy. This is all of us right here. This is what we look like right here. Right. That's all of us. You see, we have to get away from this illusion of separation, and that's the teaching behind the teaching here is that the we, right? The we. This is what we look like right here. Whether we like and understand it, see it or not, we're not limited to by the limitations that are offered to us by the Western colonial patriarchy, system powers. Not the military complex, not their, not the corporate mafia type that we're trying to break us up, right? But the mere fact that we are all breathing is proof enough that we are all equal, that we are all here, and that we are all sitting in the same circle. It's really that simple, right? We all want our kids to have a really beautiful future, right? That's also a marker, right? We want to thank the ancestors. That's another beautiful marker. Yeah. We all drink the same water. We all drink the same. That's another beautiful. So when we really look, we really see how connected we are. But if we live in that world, we really see how how their medicine is to divide us and to divide us to death, right? And again, that's just contrast medicine, right? That's just contrast medicine. So if the only message we are able, what does that mean? If the only message that we are able, you could put it, some of us just don't know, right? Some of us are reluctant. Some of us are at a place of refusal, right? That's also in this beautiful able spectrum, right? Like if there's a line, there's a place of refusal, and there's a place of absolute, absolute love, right? And so we're all somewhere on that beautiful spectrum, able to convey. Okay, so what does the word convey mean, right? If the only message that we are able to convey, right? What does that mean? We already kind of talked about it a little bit, right? Convey. How are you conveying love today? The seed. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a little bit. So, we're all. There's a message that every day that we're conveying, and that message that we're conveying are the words and thoughts and actions, the way we walk, and the prayers we hold. That's the message, right? Whether we understand that or not, right? What are you? So how we're living. Are we living the prayers? That's the convey, right? Are you refusing to? And convey is, what we're supposed to convey is supposed to be in alignment. And it's just contrast medicine. This is alignment medicine too. When we do things in a good way, when I talk to the grandmother, and we will do things in a good way, it's done in accordance with humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom, right? So are you living your life in accordance with, in a good way, conveying humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, and wisdom, right? If not, there has to be, as Grandfather Tony would say, a gentle course correction, right? Hey, look, and sometimes it's and I get it. Some days we have bad days. Some people just piss us off, and I it's called being human, right? as Grandfather Tony said, this is a great time of gentleness for humanity, right? So he said, we rise to be human, right? We rise, right? Right. We just, hey, look, we do a little better every day, right? We do a little better every day sometimes, and sometimes it does look like a 2 step forward, 1 step back. It does look like that sometimes, right? Right? And it does. It that's just the way it functions, right? But let's remember that there's beautiful things out there, and everything begins with the spirit, right? Right. Everything begins with the spirit, right? Let's begin with listening. Let's begin with listening to our intentions for the day. And so, how do we do that? Well, sure, you knew I was going to bring this up, So, this is the way that we convey our message, right? The very first breath, when our eyes open, you know, soon thereafter, soon thereafter, right? We make it a habit to say thank you and grateful for our life, right? That's the beginning of every message, is gratitude, right? And I need you to write that down. The beginning of every message of every day before we walk out that front door, right? Before we hop in that car, right? Before we engage, right? We say we engage in walk with, sitting, understanding, talking to, gratitude, and thank you, right? This is a beautiful way to start, right? Hey, good. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my recovery. Thank you for my recovery. Thank you for this, right? Thank you for helping me align my truth with yours, right? With that beautiful thing, this beautiful flow, this beautiful peace, this beautiful place of serenity, right? You know, leaving the circus and a dog show at home and just kind of just leaving that somewhere else, right? Like even if the circus is in town, we just be like, all right, dude, not my circus, right? I'm just going to move on in a really good and beautiful way, right? Okay, so if the only message we are able to convey is the seed, okay, what is the seed? Everything begins with the spirit. Emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. That is part of the medicine wheel, and that's the medicine part of the medicine wheel that we're going to focus on. And I thank that gentleman for pointing that out a couple weeks ago. I said, well, there's more in the medicine wheel than that, right? So thank you for that beautiful, and the guy's been walking the red road for like, I don't know, I want to say 3 years, but yeah, it's about 3 years. But he said, there's more to the medicine wheel than emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. There is a lot more, and so thank you for that. So, but that's the medicine. That's the part of the medicine wheel that we are looking at. That's the part of the medicine wheel that grandfather really said, hey, this is what it's really about. And like the other things, we can take a look at the other things, but maybe, for this bear, I really need to focus on that emotional and mental spirit. So that's part of so Grandfather Tony's teaching now becomes part of my teaching. That's what we carry. So anyway, everything begins with spirit, right? The seed. I love you. I love you. I love you. The seed. What is the seed? Love, humility, forgiveness. No wrong answers here, right? No wrong answers. No. Truth, right? Are you walking with your truth? Are you being sneaky? Who we are is when is what we do when no one's looking. That's who we are, right? Thoughts, every thought and every word is prayerful, and mindful that every thought is also prayerful, right? Right? Tall order, right? Tall order, but that's we're progressing, right? And at some point we will understand that our truth is there to protect us, right? You know, like if like early in my recovery I didn't understand that it was a place of blame, shame, or guilt. Are my thoughts, decisions, prayers, actions based on humility, love, truth, or are they blame, or are they based on blame, shame, guilt? Right? You know, either or. That's the seed that we're carrying, right? The convey, right? If the only message we are able to is the seed of love, the seed of truth, right? We are supposed to be enriching each other, encouraging each other. You know, the Buddhist, you know, there's that one Buddhist saying, and I know you're going to correct me because you always do, is, you know, the student was talking to the teacher or the master or something like that. He said, well, it was something like, what do you do after enlightenment? You know, and it teaches, you know, what do you do before enlightenment and what do you do after enlightenment or something like that, right? And, you know, the teacher or the master is sitting there like, well, what you do before enlightenment is chop wood, carry water. Like, well, yes, dude, good. Well, what do you do after enlightenment? Well, chop wood, carry water. I mean, you know, them guys, man, they got that right, man. They got that is so right. That is so on the mark, right? So we keep walking in a good way. We keep carrying that wood. We keep mindful of those things, right? We don't rise so high that we think we're above you, right? 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 There's a lot of masters and gurus and ascended masters who like who appear and want to appear to levitate in front of you, and I'm just like, you know, in indigenous realms, that's just not even reasonable, because then you separate yourself from the people, right? Right. The people are one nation, right? Traditional indigenous teachings that the people, it doesn't matter what color we are, we're still one people, right? Like the Buffalo Nation, doesn't matter like if you're in Iowa or if you're in Oklahoma, you're still one nation, right? You know, right? Leave it to the colonials, mess that one up, right? So, you know, you know, still one people. So we are still one people, including you masters, gurus, and ascended masters. We're still sitting in the same circle right now. I'm going to treat you the same, so because that's what I don't know. I love it. So if the only message we have, so the seed, what seed are you carrying? What seed are you nurturing? The seed inside you is the one that you're conveying and the one that you're offering, right? How beautiful. And the beautiful thing is here, the beautiful thing is we can begin to change that. Like we're struggling right now, we can begin right here, right now. That's the beautiful thing, right? You know, no one's like creator, the great spirit's not like, okay, you can't change now. No, you have to wait till, you know. No, the beautiful thing is, the more love we carry, the lighter the load, and you lighten the load right now, right? The more humility we carry, the lighter the load, and you can begin that walking with that beautiful place of humility right now, right? And you can change that seed, change that message into something deeper, wonderful, powerful, great, and we're supposed to be here empowering the people, right? And here's like another thing, and this is awesome. The Buddhists are really stepping in this one. So it was like there's another student master conversation, right? You know, and they got this one right too. So again, write this down, because we come from all wisdom comes from all directions, right? We have to understand that. That's part of the seed we're supposed to be carrying, right? You know, so the Buddhist. So the master, the teacher, and the master, they're having this conversation, and the student is discouraged, right? Well, the student says, well, what do I do? I'm discouraged now. Right. And we all have those moments throughout the day, week, hours, minute to minute, that we feel discouraged. I was a little discouraged before the circle, right? But here we are, right? So the student says, I'm discouraged. What do I do? And the master says, encourage others. Maybe that's your seed today. Encourage others. Encourage others. Is that beautiful? If you're discouraged today, what do we do? Encourage others. Right? Encourage others to And that's the prayer that we walk with. And the prayers that we walk with are the prayers that protect us, right? The closer we are to this place called love and humility, the more protected that we are, right? Right? Like if we're not walking in our truth, and then we feel defenseless. But when we walk in our truth, it's like then the truth now becomes the foundation. But not only the foundation, but our defense from all those naysayers, right? You're a fake, you're a fraud, the one spending rumors. You just look at them like, okay, you're gone, you're dismissed. You just walk on by, right? That's really that beautiful, right? Right? The people that don't walk in their truth are the naysayers, right? And what do we do to those people that are wounded, right? They're probably wounded, right? So now it's like, so the truth takes off the blinders and gives us this beautiful spiritual vision. Is that the seed that you're carrying, right? And, here's like the thing, right? Right? The seed of love, the seed of power, the seed of encouragement, right? Right? It's easy to do it when the finance and the romance, the skies are blue, right? When everything's going right, it's easy to be all spiritual, right? Right. Right. But here's the deal, right? It's what you do when your skies are gloomy and the ill winds start to blow, right? What do you do then, right? Anybody can be spiritual when the skies are blue, when the spiritual skies are blue. Anybody. But it's been my experience when I look at those elders out there who still offer love, who still help others when they're struggling themselves, right? How about that message, right? And they're not phonies, they're not frauds, they're humans, right? Oh, you're struggling, so there's that thing out there that says, well, you're struggling, and somebody's sick and you're lonely. Well, maybe so, but if they tell you that they love you, then that's a good thing, right? If they encourage you to do the right thing, then that's a good thing, right? Right. That's the power. You see, there's a source, there's a power there. They've tapped into something beautiful that says no matter what, that I'm going to encourage you and that I'm going to love you. That's a beautiful seed. Is that the seed that you carry? I love you. Can you do that? Or do you shut down? Do you drink? Do you cut? Do you food? Do you have food issues? Do you, whatever it is, when you're not in a good mood, or when, or if you're self-absorbed, do you have a right to, like when you're not in a good mood, you give yourself the right to treat other people badly. Right? That's also a seed that you're carrying, right? Right. Right. Hurt people hurt people. There we go, right? Yeah. Yeah. Right. And we're not talking about race or religion here. So, we're talking about the human elements, the humanism, right, that we're going through, right? So, when is love necessary? How about that scene? When is this seed necessary? Can you cultivate and nurture your own seed? The prayers that you carry with, absolutely. When you cultivate the seed of love in a beautiful way, you can recultivate. You can restart. You could be grieving and still restart and hold on to this beautiful prayer of love. We can do this, right? It's not one or the other. It's just like, yes, we can do this. We can encourage others while we're going through our own stuff, right? But here's like the thing: we don't replace one for the other, right? Because that's called codependency, right? So year round. So let's recap. We're allowed to mourn. We're allowed to grieve. We're allowed to go through stuff. We're allowed to be not okay, right? Right. But that shouldn't inundate us and block us from, hey, having some nice words, gentle words, and nurturing words for those people around us, right? Because sometimes they're going through some stuff at the same time we are. And if I'm ignoring you, then what kind of message is that to the world that we're carrying, right? Just say, hey, if they send you a text message, hey, I'm going through this stuff, I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you and that I love you. You know, like how beautiful is that, right? You know, but, right, right, right. Joanne said we are never alone, right? That's beautiful, Maureen. Love is essential. Love is always necessary. Gentleness, gentle encouragement for all people is always necessary, right? It's what keeps this thing going, the machine of love going, the power of that beautiful flow. And you know what? And like, here's like another thing that we do is, like it's okay to isolate sometimes. Hey, look, it's okay to take a moment. That's what we're saying, right? Hey, I just need a moment. I need to recenter. I need to focus. The world's a little crazy, but it's also okay to go outside. It's also okay outside and go with the elements and be like, hey, look, I need some help here. Like, if we're really going to that place of love, are we really going to that place of love? Or are we isolating ourselves from that, right? The colonial world, they shut themselves in a room for 20 years. I've heard that some people are still in a room, they won't go outside because, something bad happened 20 years ago, right? It happens. You hear it all the time, right? But these elements that we have, even just bringing in some new, you could just all smell this. You're gonna be able to just smell that. Yeah. It's really just beautiful. It smells like it smells like love, man. It smells like what this does here. It brings us to a different place. It realigns our thinking. This is medicine to relate, and it's not just the smoke. You don't need. You can just sit here and pray with it. Here, thank you. There, that's a good prayer, and it's helping us realign. Right? Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. It doesn't. You ever just smell just white sage? Right? It's just like, ooh, right? We forget that our senses are supposed to be aligned when we're doing all this thing, right? We're supposed to be, the message is we're supposed to be aligned, all five senses, right? So we go to the medicine, the seed that helped us give life, and we go help, and they are not only assets, they are relations, they are helpers, they are allies, they are partners, they are guides, to help us, right? We are not alone, right? Look at all this beautiful medicine right here. Look at all these, like I got some bear grease here, I got this here. Thank you, Desiree, for that. So, well, you got all this stuff here. I got some bear medicine right here, just like, and remember, this is to help us figure, and oh my gosh, to help us figure out the seed, right? The seed. And part of that seed is, again, this kind of recurring theme is to help us find our value, right? Our place of self-worth, our place in the circle, right? How beautiful is that? Every day there's an opportunity to grow closer to that. Is that unbelievable or what? To find there's a gift out there, out in Mother Nature. Every day, every season, there's a gift for us to help us, assist us to walk, to find our value, to find our place in the circle, to find our own personal gift to share with the circle. What does the circle need? Right? When's the last time you heard that? Right? This circle is a really beautiful, powerful circle. What gift? What gift are you looking for? Are you looking for? Can you look for? Are you willing to look for? What are you willing to offer, yourself for that gift to give back to the circle? Right? That's also part of this beautiful seed, this growth, right? And who else is also looking at us right now? Is the next 7 generations, right? They're looking down like that. They're looking at us like, okay, well, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what's going to happen here, right? I think through the course of humanity, that's changed a little bit because now there's an awakening, there's a quickening, there's a consciousness that wasn't there, in the 40s and 50s, right? Now there's something there. Something. Okay, I think we need to be more conscious. I think we need more aware. I think, maybe humans aren't the only people on Earth, that we are actually related. We're supposed to help out the Earth as Earth gives us life. We're actually supposed to help out the Earth, right? We're supposed to help out, clean the water, clean the air. That's what the birds do. That's why we say that in the prayer, right? So let's just take a look at it. So The fish people, they live in harmony and balance with the water. So they're teaching us how to live in harmony and balance with the water. Right? I think, yeah, that's part of our seed, right? So it goes from the personal, and now we're going out like this, right? In this beautiful, we're going out in all seven directions, both seen and unseen. I love you. What time is it? Okay. We've only run over 6 minutes. So, tea drinking bear. Okay, so if the only message we are able to convey is the seed of love, we've identified that seed. What seed are you carrying inside you, right? And we are able to. This is recapping. So convey. So what you're walking with, a smile on your face, or whatever else you're carrying, carrying on your heart, is the message that you're conveying, right? And the beautiful thing is here that we can change, we can adapt, we can grow into something more beautiful, love and light, right? Right. And the beautiful thing is now we can do that today, right? So we got some people in recovery in the circle. So, go to that 12-step meeting and say, hey, look, I had a great day. I had a great day. And saying you have a week, help the person that has 3 days, right? It's really that simple, right? Hey, look, I made it 1 week. I think you can make it 1 week. Call me up, talk to me. Let's do this thing, right? Right. That's a beautiful thing. That's the message right there. The message of love. The message is hope, right? Okay, let's go to the final analysis here. What will be your takeaway from here? What are you going to take away? What message now are you going to convey now? We talk about this reading really every day, right? This ceremony may end, but a ceremony in you does not end. So we take what we live here, loves here, and learns here, and listen to, and we take it out to the four winds. It's no longer good enough to just hit that share button, but it's really what goes in here that we take out there. That's really, it's the same thing, right? It's the same beautiful thing, right? So what have you lived here? What have you loved here? What have you learned here? What have you listened to here? And how are you going to take it out there? We are changing, and the fact is, we have changed the world by what we have done here today. I know that for a fact. I don't know that much, but I know that for a fact. When one heart, one mind comes together, and there's 37 of us, and 30 of us here, now we are all beautifully aligned, right? Creator's not saying, okay, well, there's not 3,000 of you here, so, there's no change. No. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. The more love we carry, the lighter the load. Right? There's 30 of us carrying a lighter load. We have altered the course of history for what we've done here. And I'm not being dramatic. Look, there's a lightness there that wasn't there before. So, again, what is your takeaway here? What are you taking away from here? Right? And it goes far beyond hitting that share button. It goes far beyond that, right? What are you taking away? How are you going to walk today? How are you holding on to that beautiful little seed that you are, right? Because remember, the ancestors are looking, and also the future 7 generations, they're also looking at us, right? Right. So this is a prayers to come. The forward thinking spirit is always forward thinking, right? Full circle is forward thinking. So so they're looking at us like, wow, I would feel like if I were a future ancestor, the next 7 generations, I would feel really hopeful. I'd be like, look, wow, we got some beautiful people. We got Kimberly, we got Joanne, we got Delilah. We have all these beautiful people here, and think, wow, there's people here that are thinking and praying about me, right? The future 7 generations. That there alone changes us. It changes our DNA and spiritual makeup, right? That's how beautiful and powerful this is, right? That's how beautiful and powerful this is. That's our offering. how we live is our offering to the next 7 generations. How about write that one down? Your prayers that you're walking with is your offering to the next 7 generations, right? That's the seed that you're carrying, the seed of love and light. Now here, the takeaway is, what are you offering, right? Write that down, right? Write that down here. And what are you offering now? Okay. Okay. Wow. All right, okay, so announcement. I will be attending the 2023 gathering of elders on the Mississippi River. There's some really beautiful, powerful elders that are going to be there. I encourage you to be there. We're all going to be sitting in the same circle there with them. So I think it's going to be really awesome, really cool to sit with all these elders. There's some from South America. I think it's from New Zealand also. I read something there. Grandmothers from New Zealand and Lakota. So it's really going to be beautiful, really going to be powerful. And I'm so honored that Susan Stanton asked me to be a part of that. So very, very beautiful. Oh, that's on May 26th through the 29th. And, there's a ride share thing going on too. So if you don't have, yeah. Okay. Upcoming travel, Standing Bear. That's me. We'll be traveling. I don't know why I wrote that. Okay. I will be traveling, leaving April 14th through the May 15th, France for the book opening and a little mini tour to follow. Also, so we are the medicine group. These meditations will be TBA. So we haven't got quite all because they're adding new. New events almost every week, news events, they want to sit down with us. But I will do my best to do the lives from there. Remember, France is 6 to 8 hours different, so it's early. So it's like, what time is it now? It's like 9 there, so it's like 5 in the afternoon there now. So, I will do my best to do some lives and tell you what's going on. Okay, women's group, International Women's Healing Circle Facebook group. When women support each other, incredible things happen. So Denise Miller does a really good job with that. So anyway, we're going to close it out in the usual way. Oh yeah, this is somebody said I just love listening to your flute. It's really soothing and then they said it's really just like it's implied that it's entertainment. This is all medicine. This is not entertainment. This is grounding medicine right here. So it's that moment you sit back and relax in your chair wherever you are. Maybe not if you're driving, but just like I had that too much. Just if you're driving, pull over. Okay. Just close your eyes and just allow this beautiful. This is a Danny Goodman flute. So just allow yourself to just. All right. Once again, the final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So we take over, you live here, love here, and learn here, and listen to him, and take it out to the four winds. Yeah. My name is Kaneepa Whitbackwat, Standing Bear Soda Tribe. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much, everyone. Let's have a great day, everyone.